I don't really know what to say. All I have to say is check out what I got in the inventory. Let's just say knives are cheap right now. Let's just say. So I bought a skeleton ruby. I bought a bayonet doppler. I bought a nomad knife. I bought a butterfly autotronic, crimson kimonos, talon knife ruby, M9 fade, and specialist gloves fade. How much money did you lose? Look at how many knives I have. All of these knives are down, what, 50% because of the most recent update? W valve or L valve? I don't know. I'll leave it up to you guys. What I wanted to start with was, so the market cap is $4.3 billion just a couple of days ago. Literally 2 weeks ago. No, that's 5 days ago. 5 days ago it was 6 billion. Now it's 4 billion. Valve released one update with 3 lines and the market crashed 30% overnight. I shit you not. This is insane, bro. But hey, at least we got retakes, right? At least we got freaking retakes. Is this the best time to get myself a knife? I don't know if I'm comfortable enough saying that, but I am buying right now. You know what Warren Buffett says? Panic when people are greedy and be greedy when people panic. In other words, buy when people are selling, sell when people are buying. Assuming that you have faith that knives aren't going to zero, let's just say knives are incredibly cheap right now. Let's just say that, and we're gonna take a look at how cheap, because holy fuck, they are so incredibly cheap. The crazy thing is though, we had the same market cap earlier this year, like 8 months ago. The market cap was identical, which is insane. The market cap right now is higher than it was in the peak of the CS2 bubble, which is crazy in my opinion. Crazy, bro. But the crazy thing is, it's not just knives that are going down. Look, M4 Hot Rod, AK Hydroponic, obviously the Butterfly Knife Fade, even the Blue Phosphor, the Op Gungnir. All of these skins are down double-digit percents. Even the AK Wild Lotus. So it's not just that knives are down, it's that people are losing faith in the Steam, in the CS2 skin market, it seems like. Because of course, Valve just literally nuked knives out of existence. So people are like, well, if Valve's gonna nuke my knives, I'm gonna sell everything. So that's what's happening. That's why literally everything is down. This video is not sponsored, but I'm buying skins for PayPal. So if you've been thinking about selling your skins, just direct message me on Discord or on Twitter. I offer below market price, but this is still the fastest, easiest, and safest way to sell your skins after the trade protection update. So direct message me on Discord or on Twitter and we'll get a big deal done. And we can also talk about a partial instant cash out for returning sellers. Yesterday, I did some trade ups, ladies and gentlemen. I did some trade ups. If you've seen my main channel video, you would have seen it. This was my first trade up. M9 Bayonet Gamma Doppler Phase 2. Let's take a look at its price. Holy shit, it's still incredibly expensive, actually. Now, before... Oh my god, okay, never mind. Before the freaking update, it was $4,500. Now, it's $2,200. Literally down half. And mine is stat track, so that's even cheaper. The buff price is less than for the non-stat track. Literally minus 50%, which sounds bad, but from my point of view, I spent about $100 getting it. So I still made out with a massive profit on this one particular knife. The second thing that I traded up to were these crimson weaves in field tested. There we go. Field tested is $843 on buff. It peaked at $2,000. This one is down 60% from yesterday. 60% minus. The next one that I unboxed were these specialist gloves emerald webs in field tested. These ones are ludicrously expensive. At least they were before the update. Incredibly freaking expensive. What the hell? You're saying buff doesn't matter? It kind of does. So in this case, buff price is $19.50. CS float price is $17.50. They were almost $4,000. Once again, minus 60%. That is insane. And basically all knives, all gloves lost minus 60% overnight. And finally, if you watched the video all the way to the end, I also traded up to fucking Pandora's boxes, the second most expensive gloves in the game. Unfortunately, they are battle scarred. Floats work different now with trade ups. And although I calculated it to be field tested, it came out in battle scarred, which is really sad, but I still got Pandora's boxes for like $400. $2,000 still. Wow. They were, of course, $4,000 minus 50%, just like that. Damn. I unboxed this knife just over a week ago. My most expensive knife. When I unboxed it, it was $2,000, less than 50% in the red. It was $2,000 and now it's $1,100. Damn. So this one I was planning on keeping. So honestly, the price doesn't really matter. But what I wasn't planning on keeping is this M9 Doppler. This is a phase 3. Let's see what happened to phase 3 prices. This was also almost $2,000 12 hours ago. No. Like 15 hours ago. And now it's 1,100 bucks. If we scroll a little bit, we'll probably find mine. I think this one is mine. Yeah, as you can see, I had it listed for $1,969. 48 hours ago, I listed it. Unfortunately, it did not sell, and now it's 1,100. Let me tell you what, I'm losing hundreds of dollars on this one knife alone. And most of the knives that you see in my inventory right now are for cash trades. Some of them I bought after. Thankfully, these expensive ones I bought after. If you're looking to panic sell some knives, I got you. Just direct message me on Discord. The prices won't be good. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. Prices will be absolutely ass. But if you just wanna get rid of them, I'll take them off your hands. Check Crimson Kimono. This one I bought yesterday. Let's see if it's less than what I bought it for. Oh fuck, they're way cheaper than what I bought them for. Oh good lord. Oh GG. Oh GG. I think I paid $1,600 for it. Oh good god. I bought too early on that one. What about the skeleton ruby? The one that I started off today. Oh, we're chilling big time. We're chilling big time. This, I bought at the perfect time. I bought it for way less than this because they were down even more, particularly on buff. Yeah, on CS float, I think I bought right here. Yeah, I think I got a really cheap one on this one, which is beautiful. But I also hope that I can make it back. Because the Pandora's boxes, the Emerald webs, the ones that I traded up to, they should be like massive profits. Let's take a little bit of a deeper look at Price Empire. Bayonets, down 56% for phase 2 Dopplers, minus 46% for Tiger Tooth, minus 48% for Doppler phase 3, minus 52% for Doppler phase 1. Damn. The rubies, only down 37% though. So everything is basically down between 40 and 60%. Black Pearl, only down 17%. I wonder if that's just because people aren't buying it, like if none of them are selling, or it's because it's actually holding its value. I wonder. What about Gut Knives Karambits? This is interesting. Oh my god, this is a bigger massacre. Oh my god, phase 2 Doppler down 61%. Phase 4 Doppler 61%. Karambit fade down 58%. You know what the crazy thing is? Karambit lures, 500 bucks. You can now get your hands on a Karambit for $365. That is insane. We haven't seen these prices in fucking years. I don't know if you guys saw it. A ruby sold on the Steam market. What the fuck are we doing? What the fuck are we doing? M9s, minus 60% for Doppler phase 2. It seems like the gems are either lagging behind or they are just dropping less percentage-wise. What's the cheapest knife? $55 on the Steam market for a knife in 2025. Oh, it's gone. That was a buy order price, but still $67. You can buy one right now. Prices haven't been that low since September 2020. We literally set the market back 5 freaking years. Generally speaking, when something big happens to the CS2 skins market, people's first reaction is to overreact. Take a look at a couple of examples. When things happened unexpectedly, obviously, they're not quite the same extent as this. But say the fracture case. Let's take a look at the fracture case. This got removed without notice. Immediately, people bought up, they overreacted, prices have come back down. Let's take a look at Austin capsules. Austin capsules, take a look at this. They got removed out of nowhere, so people bought a crazy amount, they overreacted, and now they're back down. So people tend to overreact when such big changes happen in the skin market, and I think we're probably near the bottom. I think so. Uninstall please says they are like ETH holders. It drops 2%. Oh my god, sell. I heard float calculations were changed. Is this correct? Oh yes, Mev, it is correct. So Pandora's boxes, I traded up to this. I calculated the float such that it would have been field tested if it's the old float system. Take a look at what the float is. Battle scarred. So apparently the new float system, the way it works, is not only does it take into account the average float of the inputs, it also takes into account the float cap of the input. I'm not gonna go too in-depth into it. Mevb, you probably know what I mean by that. But yeah, that's all I have to say about trade-ups. Let's have a little yap about what I think is gonna happen. For that, I need to open CS ROI. This. if we take a look at the glove case, notice that 70% of the return on investment, so the money that you get back, on average, 70% of that is expected to come from the golds. Only 10% from the reds, 7% from the pinks, 7% from the purples, and 7% from the blues. There is a wild imbalance of how much money you get back from golds. But now, think about this. Now that you can literally take these reds and trade them up into golds, that's going to value the reds more. Prices of reds are going to go up, and the prices of golds are going to go down to sort of equalize out. This will mean that the red contribution to the ROI is going to go up, the gold is going to go down. So it's not going to be as imbalanced as it is right now. It's going to be a lot more balanced. You're going to get a lot less money on average from the golds, and you're going to get a lot more money on average from the reds. Through trade-ups, this of course also means that you'll get a lot more money from the purples and the pinks and the blues. So this imbalance should clear. Cases should be less risky to open overall. You'll get more money back from just the skins, even if you don't open knives. Yeah, the purples and the pinks should also eventually follow the reds, because if the reds go up, the pink trade-ups become profitable. People are going to spam it. Then the pinks go up. Then the purple trade-ups are going to become profitable. Then people spam that. And finally, the blue trade-ups are going to be profitable. Then people spam that. So in theory, all of the case skins should go up in price. All of the golds should go down in price. I have another prediction. I think that that sort of the difference in price between the cheapest and the most expensive golds are going to increase. Like maybe not the absolute value, but I think the ratio. So let's say this is $9,000. That's $400. God damn, why is it $400? That's the cheapest gold. That is what, 20 times the price? I think this ratio is going to go to like 30 times. Because people are going to do trade-ups hunting these gloves. Which means they're going to spawn even more of these crappy gloves that they don't want. So then they're just going to dump it. So prices of these go down relative to the expensive ones. Although, I think overall, every price is going to go down on golds. Now, you may ask, validly, how much is the supply of knives going to go up? Well, we can make a guesstimate, and let's do that. For this, we're going to be relying on CS float numbers, specifically the database. Let's take a look at gold rarity items. So what I got is that there are 4.2 million knives. Did anyone add it up? 4.2 million knives. Did I miss anything? Total for gloves, 1.45 million gloves. Plus 4209, 5.659 million golds altogether. Now we need reds. So subtract the number of golds from the number of reds. We have 19.622 million reds. Okay, pinks, 64.347317 million purples, million blues. Okay, so this means, to trade up to golds, you need 5 reds. So 19.622 million divided by 5 is 3.92 million golds from reds. Now pinks, it's going to be a little bit different. 64.347 million. You need 10 pinks to trade up to 1 red. So we're going to divide that by 10. Then we're going to divide that by 5. We're going to get 1.287 million golds from pinks. Now purples, we have 200.319 million. That is 0.4 even million golds from purples. And from blues, we have 0.1 million, 0.100 million golds. So that means in total we have an extra gold count of 3.92 plus 1.28 plus 0.4 plus 0.1. We have an extra 5.7 million golds from skins. So the absolute maximum in the current skin supply, we double the number of golds, which is very significant. That would, assuming that demand stays the same, which I don't think is going to be the case, that would cut prices in half. I think that if knives are cheaper, more people are going to be able to afford them. Therefore, the demand's going to be higher. So based on the numbers, knives should be half the price. But also consider the demand argument and consider that 1, this includes skins that you can't even trade up to knives. And this assumes that you trade up every single skin out there that can be traded up into a knife, which is not going to be true anywhere near even 5.7 million golds are going to be created. That's why I think minus 60% is a massive overestimate. Or not an overestimate. That's why I think the minus 60% losses are massively overreacting. I could be wrong, but if I'm wrong, I'll lose a fuck ton of money. I put my money where my mouth is. Yes, golds are going to be cheaper. Absolutely. No doubt about it. And my guess is that was Valve's goal. But I don't think a minus 50 or 60% is quite reasonable. And because we are experiencing minus 50, 60% losses, I am buying right now.